1 second, folks. All right, there we go. I'm not going to play Ernie's game here of cat and mouse. Let's see here. All right, copy that. Good morning. All right, let me drop the link here. All right, so since Ernie wants to play cat and mouse games, I'm not interested in that. Ernest Shell has not changed. His own President Trump is the one that allowed agencies that help veterans to pull veterans' records so that they could determine the support that that veteran would qualify for. Without being able to access their records, these agencies would not know what support and what services the veterans qualify for. For instance, a person who is 30% disabled does not qualify for the same things that somebody who is 70% disabled, etc., etc., etc. These agencies need to be able to pull those records to determine the validity of their access to benefits and claims and services. When Ernest Mac Shell claimed to be a homeless veteran in New York City, the same New York City that he was arrested in for having an unregistered weapon and drugs in a needle, there you go. So his records were obtained through those agencies and then passed on to me so that I could determine what I could do. And once it was determined that Ernie did not actually complete basic or AIT, it means he is not a veteran. Okay? That does not that's why he will not call the VA to live on video or walk into a VA live on video to figure out if he's a veteran, because guess what's going to happen? He is not a veteran. Okay. I went to his panel expecting to have an adult conversation with a 40-plus-year-old man who acts like he's 6, who lives in a world of live role playing. Okay. And I understand role playing games. I've played them, I host them, I manage them. I understand it. But I also know that it ends when you shut off the computer. He muted me. He wouldn't let me speak. And I'm not interested in the cat and mouse game. Okay. He is not a veteran. He is not a good person. Does he have the capacity to be a good person and to be a vet? Well, he can never be a veteran because he's too old now. But he has the capacity to be a good person. He has capacity and knowledge to do good things. But he chooses to use scams and to manipulate and to use people in order to fulfill whatever needs that he feels he needs to have in his mind and in his world. The things that upsets him the most about me is that I have done many of the things that he pretends to do. And I don't need to tout them around. My record speaks for itself. My record is available. You can Google me. I'm all over the place. I have never hidden the fact that I can be a 100% asshole on this platform. I 100% own that. I am not a predator hunter. I don't go around state to state, road to road, mountain to mountain, or tunnel to tunnel looking for predators. I try to cover what I can online as much as I can. Whether people choose to believe that or not, that's on them. There are some people who didn't believe that Ernie was stolen valor, even with all the information out there, even with his records out there. And that's what bothers him. What bothers him is that his records are out there. What he tried to hide, what he tried to pretend. Is that you, Bird?
What's good, my dude?
Hey, sir, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. How are you?
I'm good. Again, my deepest condolences for the loss of your friend. And I know that really, I felt it when you were doing it. So, just
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's a sad day for a lot of people.
so. Thank you for reaching out and letting me know. I did attempt to have a conversation
Yeah,
with
yeah, that didn't
with.
work out too well, huh?
I mean, I think it. I don't think it helped him. It didn't help him. I mean, I was willing to talk to the person, willing to explain how the records were obtained, and then ask them with Ernie on the phone to verify that he is a veteran. But obviously he muted me and then dropped me down. So
Yeah, I don't think he has much interest in the truth getting out there.
no. And here's the thing, like, he's still enlisted in the National Guard. That in and of itself is a feat. You did something that 3% of the population does. 3%,
Yeah,
maybe
not
less.
not many people make it that far. That's right.
I can't prove that Ernie is not on Trump's task force. What I can tell you is that a person with a felony is definitely not on any kind of presidential detail of any sort whatsoever. And since they did away with DEI, there's definitely no chance for Ernie to get in.
Well, something I know for sure is that if you were on any sort of Trump task force, you wouldn't be on social media.
No. I mean, it kind of depends. Like when I was doing the stuff for veterans to get suicide awareness training and getting a new bill passed and getting my program that I helped work on implemented. So yeah, I was on social media for that. I was also in the hall, where Congress meets, and working with Congressman, what was his name, Conley and Holt, and several other Republicans and Democrats that signed on to the bill and got it passed. So like, I've done things, and I've definitely advertised those things because that was important. That needed pressure. And the only way to pressure Congress or senators is to have their constituents listen to what we need and why, and have them calling them. So yeah, I did that. Hey, Sarah, you're welcome
That's
to come
fair.
up if you want to. So like, he invited me into the conversation. I attempted to have the conversation, but it's Ernie, so we know it's going to be a constructed conversation that is geared where he has the power, because Ernie has to have power. Ernie has to have control. Ernie has to have the narrative to feed to people that he can somehow, even in today's times when we know as much as we do about him, convince them that he's right, when the fact is he's wrong. He definitely never served active duty in the military, never completed basic training. And that's the thing. And a veteran can correct me if I'm wrong. When even in the National Guard, when you go to basic training, you turn from National Guard to active duty for that time period.
There you
And
go.
when you go to AIT, you're still in the active duty phase. And once you complete AIT and you've graduated AIT, you go back to your National Guard unit, and then you're on whatever program that the National Guard has, whether it's 2 weeks on, 1 month off, or 1 month on, 3 weeks off. I don't know how they work it because I've never been National Guard.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit, bro. Like, I did more of a service to this fucking country as a fucking civilian worker in the fucking shipyard than Ernie did in the fucking National Guard. So there's that.
Yeah. It's like, I have no reason. Like, I would be 100% supportive of him if he was an actual veteran. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I know you guys don't like him, but if he's a veteran and he needs help, I'm gonna lend a hand. But he is not a veteran. You know, that's
Which I think
legitimate.
now I think that's kind of what brought you to the playing field with Ernie, wasn't it? Was that originally, you thought he was a fucking
I thought he was a
veteran in
veteran.
need, and you were going to try to help the dude out, and then you realized that he was nothing more than a fucking lying ass LARPing piece of shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I literally thought he was a veteran because he had to talk. And that's the thing. Ernie can talk.
Well, I got to say that I have it under good authority from CNN that Ernest Shell is nothing more than a fucking fake pred catcher that doesn't have any fucking real background in the military outside of his fucking failure to actually, show up and participate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think like there's a lot of commonalities between him and James. So it kind of makes sense that they're, and it seems like that's who he surrounds himself with. People like that, or people that he can easily manipulate, which is, the reason why the second book that I'm working on still for the internet stuff is like a good portion of that chapter is him. It's about him. The things he did. He's an example. It's like 62 pages of just Ernest Shell.
Sorry.
Good morning, Sarah.
And that's and
I'm laughing too.
I can't take it. He might actually like that though.
I mean, it's not going to paint him in a good light. I'm going to be honest, which is the fact, and it is honest about a lot of things on this platform. Like, there's a lot of people on this platform that do a lot of fuck shit, but they have actual talent where they could be doing so many good things for themselves and their communities and their channels. It's slower, of course, and it makes less money in the beginning, but as you grow, it gets better and better. Versus this fuck shit that they do where they make boatloads of money, and at the end of the day, the only idiots left holding the bag are the subscribers that believed it.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's sad because I was there. Like, and it's not like I'm speaking figuratively. And like, for those that know me, like, from the Boyd side or from the ship side or from the drama community, like,
give me 1 second. I'll be right.
Yeah, sure. Like I was an asshole I still am technically an asshole on this platform. It doesn't matter the reasons behind why I was an asshole. It doesn't matter if I thought I was doing the right thing or not. The fact was I was an asshole. That's fuck shit I have to own. But from 2010 to 2025, nothing's changed. It's only gotten worse. So why would I still continue to participate in that kind of shit? Thank you, Aunt Kathy, so much for the gifted memberships. I greatly appreciate it.
What's up, Aunt Kathy?
I don't normally live stream much no more. I do like my music and I'm writing, but I felt like this live stream needed to happen because I can't allow somebody who's not a veteran to set up a narrative that is not true and potentially coerce unsuspected victims into giving him money.
Now, just to catch me up, because, okay, so I wasn't in last night or this morning. People are texting me, you're getting a shout out, you're getting called to the panel. I'm like, sorry, I'm getting the Black Tea News. I'm busy.
Black Tea News.
Yeah. And he could have came up on my panel yesterday, but he won't I didn't think he would because you were on there, and I just thought he was probably scared or something, but I don't really know what just happened.
Well, he wanted me to come up so that he could call some agency to ask how his records could be released. What he's not grasping is during President Trump's first presidency, he created a program. He signed an executive order that allowed agencies like Purple Hearts for Vets, PAWS, and hundreds of other veteran agencies to have access to veteran records when providing support to veterans. And
can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes.
Can you please read Indiana Jones and the Temple of Five Heads comment?
Where did he write it?
You got to scroll up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the cops just called Ernie. Okay. Why did they call Ernie?
Is he still live streaming? Is he still on right now?
Oh, he probably is, yeah. Because he has a narrative he has to try to get across.
Sounds like he's recycling the same stuff, and he got worse.
there are people on this platform that I don't like, but that I will step in and help, even if I don't like them, because I know it's the right thing to do for the right reason. It's not like I want to get on panel with them and go after somebody that they used to be friends with. I don't want to do any of that shit, but I do
Yeah,
want to
right.
help people that have demonstrated a real willingness to change. And I've seen people on this platform who I don't like do that. They've made considerable and demonstrable changes that make me
Oh,
feel like it's not a lost cause to help them. And I will step in and I will help people. I've had people contact me about veteran stuff. I've had people contact me about FEMA stuff. Granted, I
oh
don't do
Lord,
FEMA applications, but I try to help people navigate the
the
fuck shit
system.
that is a FEMA system, you know. And I generally try to help people. Like, I want people to be successful, but not at the cost of a veteran status and not at the cost of a child's innocence. And those are the two red flags that I have with Ernest Shell.
Hmm.
And I'm not sorry. I will state that. So I will use whatever legal resources I can to ensure that correct information about him is being put out. I think if people remember when he was looking at a jail sentence, I was like, most likely he's not going to get jail time. He's going to get probation. What happened? He got probation.
I was pretty shocked about that because he's not really a good candidate for probation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did.
You know, there are people that used to support Ernie that have made demonstrable changes that I've seen that show me that they're trying to be better people. And, you know, that's a good thing. But here he is 6 months later, he's back doing the same thing he was doing before. Like,
I heard he
while
was
you're
being
on,
nasty to
well,
us.
yeah, while you're on probation.
Kind of weird. Like, what you're asking for it? Do you want to get in trouble? It's so weird.
I mean, Ernie, you're on probation. I'm not. You have a felony. I don't. I served in the military. You didn't. I continue to serve this country. You don't. You serve yourself. And
I heard
every
he was
time you
calling
serve
you
yourself,
fake too.
yeah, yeah. I've shown my records on this platform. I've shown my DD 214. I've shown my discharge paperwork. Like,
You've
I have
given
an
the
honorable
numbers.
discharge.
Yeah,
I
you've
have
given it
DOD
all on my
numbers.
panel.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, I mean, they're legitimate records. I wish I could still serve. If I could still serve, if they called me up today and said, come back to the military, I would. My wife would hate it because she's not happy with the direction of the country right now.
Hmm.
And that's a fair assessment from her. But I love serving my country. I love serving the American people, and I love helping people. There was a comment in Ernie Shell's chat from somebody, something about burning a ice cream truck and raising money for a lemon car that was donated. So let me address those two issues. I have
What?
yeah, I have, and I hate doing this because it feels like I'm tooting my horn, but I'm going to be honest. I have given out tens of thousands of dollars in either cash or items last year alone to various creators or watchers on this platform. I've given away 6 cars. I've given away countless computer setups, laptops, school supplies, clothing,
Bro, you've
food.
helped people. You've helped people out with housing and fucking
Yes.
ensuring that they had power and
My
fucking
own money,
connection.
my own money, my own money, my money, my wife's money, my child's money, my money, which pays for my family, has gone to help. We've gone without, correct? To ensure you don't have to, you can't see you nodding. I don't have the camera on.
Yeah.
We've gone without things in order to ensure that somebody online had something because they needed it, and it's backfired numerous times. So let me address the ice cream truck. I have never in my life ever owned an ice cream truck. I have owned, managed, and created a Sweet Frog franchise called Sweet Frog Mobile, which was a converted UPS or FedEx truck turned into a yogurt truck franchise that I get residual income from every year, which then later sold for $69.5 million.
So there, Ernie.
So there's that. I have owned storage facilities in Massachusetts. I have filed a bankruptcy while I was serving active duty in the military. And I now have what's called a comfortable life. I have a great residual income. I have a pension. And then when I deploy for emergency management, I have a paycheck from emergency management. What I'm making money on now is music, which, yes, music is sung by AI, written by me. Bird has seen me write the songs firsthand and then have AI sing them. I write my stuff. I am a good writer. I write my own stuff. I have my first book published. My second book is on its way to be published through a publisher this time. I am comfortable with who I am. I don't need to make anything up.
Amen.
Go ahead, Bert.
Amen.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I was just going to give you a suggestion. You know, when you get to the chapter about Ernie, you know, you should do a play on Ernest Goes to Jail and name the chapter Ernest Can't Post Bail. You know?
1 second.
There's a lot of opportunity for humor in there, for sure.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
There is.
Now, in regards to the vehicle, of
Black
the
Toe Ops.
six vehicles we donated, this is important. Of the 6 vehicles we donated, 5 of them were funded only by us. The 6th vehicle was fundraised for through YouTube. Bought the car at my dealership, and then we, in addition to the $1,500 that was raised for that car, we put another $1,200 of our own money into the car, and it was driven from New York to Ohio. Wait, no, was it Ohio or West? No, to West Virginia, and then from West Virginia to Ohio, a total of 1,477 miles. Okay, driven by friends of mine, driven by my adopted dad and my wife, and all the way to the owner, new owner, Will was his name. And who then sold the car. But prior to selling the car, he was complaining that the car was having issues. So every time it went to the shop, my credit card paid for the repairs. Up until the point where the mechanic finally said to me, I think the car's actually being sabotaged. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, you have a new fuel line here, and it has dozens of pinholes in it. So I asked Will about that, and he said, the people in my apartment are sabotaging my car because they don't like me. Then he said he needed the radio unlocked. That was $250 on my credit card and an appointment set up at the dealership near him to go get that done, which he never showed up for, and which I didn't get my $250 back. So after another $1,500 of boatloads of money being poured into the car, I eventually found out that the mechanic bought the car. To this day, that car is still on the road. So it was not a lemon. It did not have a blown head gasket, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a mechanic. I'm a salesperson. But I could tell you just from basic operation of my own vehicle that if you have a blown head gasket, you're not putting 1,000 miles on the car, let alone 100. Just putting it out there. Oh, yes. Plus, we gave him cash for food because he hadn't eaten in 3 days. So, yes, I definitely have had some backfires. But has that stopped my wife and I from helping people? Nope. We're just more selective of who we help and why.
Yeah.
And I don't talk about who I help. If they talk about it, they're more than welcome to talk about it. But I don't tell people who I've helped, unless it's been some kind of an issue with it, and then I'll explain what happened, and then people can make their decisions from there. But you show me Ernest Shell giving away 5 cars, I'll even knock it down to 5. Show me Ernest Shell giving away 5 cars. Show me Ernest Shell paying plane tickets for people to go reunite with family members they haven't seen in
show
a decade.
Ernest Shell doing anything that wasn't self-serving.
That's why he's got deep jealousy, because you do everything that he's jealous of or wants to be or presents, you know?
Yeah, that doesn't change the fact that I'm an asshole. I am an asshole. I get it. People don't like me. No, I don't think so, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Five Heads. I'm done with Ernie. I've proven beyond a doubt that he has stolen valor. I don't care about any of his other fantasies because none of that affects me. The valor part is what affected me. He is not a soldier.
See, and that's interesting because for me, like, I was less concerned about his LARP around his service as I was his LARP around trying to bring home children that were missing when in fact he was doing nothing of the sort and collecting massive amounts of money in the process. Yep. Like, I think that was what bothered me about Ernie more than fucking anything. So
that's
it's
very
weird.
Concerning.
But I mean, it's weird because we all have our individual upset with Ernie Shell's LARPs, you know?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I certainly don't think he should have anything to do with children. You know, that's a given. But there's nothing I can do about that. I'm a guy on a computer, you know? I'm not Ernie. I'm not going to be chasing around phantoms across the states trying to figure out, you know, what their next move is and meet up with. That's not me. I'm not that person. I may lie and say I'm going to do it. That's for sure. And that's the other thing. Like, I do lie on this platform. Don't get me wrong. I've lied on this platform. Definitely lied on this platform.
I mean, who hasn't?
You know, if it meant trolling somebody or triggering somebody to get, you know, information from them. As far as me being a veteran, that is 100% true. I can log into a VA database. I can log into my VA benefits. I can log in. I have my military ID card. I have my retirement papers. I have my DD-214. I have my award letter that I get, and I have my thank you letter from the United States president thanking me for my service. I have all of that stuff. And if you ask any legitimate veteran for something along those lines, they could access and show you one of those things within 5 minutes, assuming that they've logged in and used the system.
Well, and quite often they're proud to do so.
Yeah, because
Ernie works for Trump, though, guys.
Ernie worked for Huffmaster. Ernie worked for Huffmaster. Okay, look it up, folks. Look up Huffmaster. That's where Ernie worked.
Is that why he runs around with all that gold paint on his nose?
I don't know. It's just like I don't get why he has to embellish it all. Like, you've done some good stuff. Congratulations. Live with it and be happy with it. But that's not enough for him. He has to be the star of his own make-believe world.
Yes, that's it. That's what it boils down to.
Well, you know, you got to realize that to some degree, like, when people fucking feed into their own delusions like that, it's because they're not content with accepting reality for what it is. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's no surprise to me with Ernie and, you know, his addictions that he would have that problem. I mean, like, again, think about this. Like, he admits to the fact that, you know, he caught the HIV by, you know, needle, but he doesn't want to admit how that needle actually entered into his skin. He wants to pretend like, you know, the black toe wasn't because he was shooting up between his fucking toes or in them. I just, you know, I don't get it. And I hate to do this. I gotta go because I got like 2 hours before I gotta fucking hit the road. But Ernie, I think at this point is running fucking YouTube content at his own detriment. And for us, I think it isn't anything short of entertaining, but nothing's really changed. I mean, even though we've gotten, you know, a tad bit of truth that he couldn't avoid because the fucking records are now out there, still everything that Ernest has done so far is, you know, gaslight the fucking internet and lie through his fucking teeth to try to create some type of, you know, fame that he's never really going to find outside of people making fun of him.
Yeah, and that's his biggest regret, the fact that he gave enough information for a veteran agency to pull his records. He gave that information. Let's just be clear about this, folks. We all remember he showed that form, correct? He showed that form online with his social security number to prove that he was a veteran. And a veteran agency took that information and pulled his records to prove he is, in fact, not a veteran, which is why that last line on his form that he showed is blocked out. It's blocked out because it shows he was separated.
Yep. Yeah, that's not a good look, man.
But he's still presenting that he is one, and he was doing that on Brad's.
Yep, let him have at it. We all know.
He's trying to start with new people.
Yeah, well, that's on them and that's on Brad, not me. We've done our part. We've proven beyond a doubt that he's not a veteran. And while he's on probation, I'm watching everything and I'm just going to send it up to his probation officer. I will freely admit that. I don't care.
I think other people are too.
They need to
Pretty
know.
Obvious.
They need to know that he's trying to scam while on probation. That he's trying to lie about a federal service, because the military is federal. It's just it's not going to fly with me. You're not a real veteran.
Yeah, it's legit, man. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for having me up, man. Sorry I couldn't be more of a participant, and I'll be watching from the background.
Who wants to hear the first couple of paragraphs of my Ernest Shell chapter in my book?
I would love that.
All right, let me pull it up here. Okay.
Go, Barbara. Is Barbara on his panel right now? Is that what's going on?
I think so.
She's a little feisty now towards him. It's pretty funny.
All right, I'm going to read 4 paragraphs.
All right.
Ernest Max Shell wasn't just an internet troll. He was an architect of deception, a master craftsman of digital camouflage. His online existence wasn't a single consistent persona, but a kaleidoscope of fabricated identities, each meticulously constructed to serve a specific purpose within his elaborate schemes. He moved through the digital world like a phantom, flitting between roles with an ease that bordered on the supernatural. One moment, he was a stern law enforcement officer, the next, a shadowy federal agent, and then, astonishingly, a member of President Trump's security detail. The sheer audacity of his impersonations was only matched by their effectiveness, because let's be honest, they were effective to some. His method was chillingly systematic. He didn't just stumble onto these roles. He painstakingly researched them, studying the nuances of language, the subdual cues of body language, even the official jargon. He scavenged the internet for stolen images, meticulously selecting photographs that seemed authentic, reflecting the roles he inspired to inhabit. These weren't hastily thrown together patriots. They were meticulously crafted portraits, each detail chosen to maximize the credibility and exploit the trust of his victims. 3rd paragraph. By the way, this is 60 pages long.
Can I please clip this? Can I clip it afterwards, please?
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
More than welcome. He understood the power of visual cues. And I can't see the chat right now, so if you guys in the chat think this is wrong,
they like it. They like it.
A profile picture wasn't just a random image for him. It was a strategic element in his deception, carefully selected to project authority, trustworthiness, or even in a sense of intimidation, depending on the role that he was playing. He would pair these stolen images with carefully constructed biographical details, creating elaborate backstories that were both believable and seemingly verifiable. He used fabricated credentials, creating digital versions of badges, IDs, and official documents with such sophistication that they initially appeared genuine, even to trained eyes. Last paragraph. His communication style was equally adaptable. He would modulate his tone and vocabulary to match the persona he was inhabiting, seamlessly switching from the clipped authoritative language of a police officer to the more formal and bureaucratic pronunciations of a federal agent. He could be charming and persuasive, by building rapport with his victims before introducing elements of fear and coercion. He knew how to exploit the psychology of his targets, leveraging their anxieties and vulnerabilities to manipulate them into compliance. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 4 paragraphs from 60 pages of research done on Ernie Mac Shell.
That's fucking brilliant.
It dives into his family tree, Shelby Shell, him, his relationship with James, his relationship with Nicole, his relationship online with other victims and or perpetrators, because there are some people who still perpetrate the scam that he is. And it dives into all that. And it's very well written, I might add. And there's not much he could do about it because it's all verifiable behavioral information that's been well documented.
Oh my lord, that is funny shit.
Yeah. That's 4 paragraphs of 60 pages. 60 pages.
The language, the language construction, brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done,
Thank you.
well done. We love it.
I have I got one more semester to finish my psychology degree, master's in
Well, this
psychology.
is a good study on that. You could write a thesis on this place.
With a minor in childhood traumas. I don't want to LARP online trying to help people. I want to get into the thick of it and actually help people. You know, I want to put in the work that it requires to actually get those certifications and those trainings. Yeah. So while Ernie goes around playing Guitar Hero and whatever that group is. What was that group that did the YMCA song called?
The Village People. That's what he looked like yesterday with the cuffs and the armband.
He wants to go LARPing that he's one of the members of the Village People.
YMCA. You know. If he could just do that for me, I could make a good clip. Good clip for my channel.
Anyways, I wanted to do this stream because I wanted people to hear without being interrupted by Ernest or lied or dropped down when it doesn't fit his persona. To hear firsthand how I got the records. I got the records legitimately through veteran agencies that are working to help veterans. When we find a veteran claiming to be a veteran, homeless, living on the streets, we are immediately going to react and do what we can to get that veteran off the streets. But in order to know what they qualify for, they have to have access to their records, and they do. So that's all I have. Do you have anything you'd like to add before I close this out?
No, that's it. Thanks. I guess I got some catching up to do, and I'll see you around the YouTubes, and good to see you all.
Yes. Thank you so much for everybody for attending. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to Bird and Sarah for coming up for a bit. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you again to Aunt Kathy for the membership donations. It's greatly appreciated. Please check out my album sung by AI on Amazon Music and my book Surviving St. Aloysius' Home, A Child's Journey Away from Predators. St. Aloysius' Home is currently number 19 for anger management and 238 for emotional support. So definitely take a look at the book and tell me what you guys think. All right.
I just also want to say that I loved the little sneak peek that you gave us from the book, and I'll be sure to clip that and share that on my channel later.
Yeah, this book is almost 400 pages, 60 of which are Ernest Shell, but I've got several other people I need to talk. I need to find people that are willing to interview about him.
I'm sure there's a plethora of that here.
Yeah, so I do need to, because I want to make sure I can fill in some timelines. Because again, I've only known Ernie for a couple of years.
True.
So there's people that have known him far longer that can provide, and I'll even take feedback from an enemy. Of course, I'll have to verify the information.
Well, that's good.
But so thank you so much, everybody. Remember that Ernest Shell is a stolen valor. He is not a real veteran. He did sign up for the National Guard. He did complete 50 or 70 or whatever days that he completed. But when it was time for him to go to basic training, Ernest Shell vanished for a year and 6 months, to the point where the governor of Kentucky finally had to say, you know what, you're gone, bye.
It's a fickle.
And that's, you know, that's true. There is a document signed by the governor of Kentucky kicking his ass out of the National Guard. So there you go.
I'll see you later.
Peace out.